Thursday the 6th of June. Thursday 6th of June, 7 o'clock here in Thailand. Right, dollar index. Wow, these markets are a bit crazy this week. So I called the dollar lower, and it certainly went lower. The dollar index broke all the support levels. 9700 is my important one. Now, I've no idea why we bounced from 96.75, really. I've put these fibs on there, and I've got a 61.8% fib down there, but it's not. They're not. I'm clutching at straws. I'm looking for excuses. I'm looking for reasons why the market bounced. That really, I don't think, is a valid fib. Really, the move started down here in January. I've put this green trend line on, which I guess is relevant, and I didn't have it on yesterday, and I probably should have done. That support was down at around 96.60, so perhaps that's another reason why we bounced. But there are no strong reasons, and even then, I'm not sure I'd have been advising to buy anyway, even if I had these levels. Now the dollar index is above this little trend line, so we just seem to be in a sideways trend. If we go too far in either direction, the sellers come in when we get near the top of the range. The buyers come in when we go down the bottom of the range. So we're just going to have to see how that one develops. Right, I've had us buying gold ever since this low down here. Well, I had us buying it around 1277, 1278. And once we got through here, I had us buying it again above 1300. So that's worked really well. Yesterday we got almost as far as my upper target of the high this year at 1346. Hopefully you got out just before there, or you got out yesterday somewhere along that climb, because the profits were just huge and very fast. In a matter of 3 or 4 days, we were looking at significant profits of 40 points. So hopefully you're out. Okay, I'm still quite bullish on this, but clearly there's a risk of a double top. I don't think it's a big double top risk because it's not after a huge move. So really, I wouldn't be short, and I would be looking to buy on the break above at 1347. See if this bull run continues. But clearly, we do have a lot going on all the way up to 1365, because the first quarter of 2018 is just a load of congestion up there. So I'm going to sit out and wait and try and figure out what goes on with this. I will buy it on a dip, but I really wouldn't feel comfortable buying it on anywhere above 1303, 1297. So I think if you've banked some good profits, which I'm sure you have, let's just sit it out. Right, silver's been a nice trade this week. Quick profits. We were buying it, if you weren't already long on the break above this trend line, you got a chance to buy it down to 1463.60 day before yesterday, which was Tuesday. And then Wednesday we rocketed up to all my targets. So 1497, 1500 was my ultimate target, and that was hit. And then we reversed from 1503. Bit frustrating that it didn't close above the 200-day moving average, I've got to say. So again, probably sit this one out. I still feel quite bullish on this, but I don't know where to get back in. If you are desperate to get back into silver, then looking at the hourly chart, I would say, well, look, we held the 38.2% fib at 14, call it 1475. We've got the 100-hour moving average at 1470, and we've got a little trend line which is only a week old. So this is held, and that's the reason it's held. So you could even be buying into it. 1480, 1470 looks like a good level in the very short term if you want to get back in, and then stop out below 1460, because it really is a trade on the hourly chart. So it's got to be, you've got to keep your stops tight. Aussie dollars got, well, it hit the upper Bollinger Band anyway. 7000. We're a little bit overbought. Okay, the hourly chart shows us holding the 100-hour moving average. If you just look at the hourly chart, this looks quite positive still. Obviously, we've got some good moving average crossovers here. Price is trading above the 100-hour moving average. 100 moving average is pushing above the 200-hour moving average, and they're both pushing above the 500 moving average. So in that respect, the hourly chart looks pretty good, as you can see. Okay, we will have pullbacks in a bull move. So I'm going to stick with this. The daily chart is a little bit more confusing because we are still in a bear trend. And we have got a lot of congestion up here. Well, this held, which I'm surprised at, really. Above there, we've got 70.23. Then we've got some trend lines going on here around 70.50, 70.60. But I would only consider not having a long position if we're back below 69.30. I guess that makes sense to you, yeah? Obviously, we need to push up through 70.10 for the next leg higher. We're also along the New Zealand dollar, or we were, and this worked really, really well. So we hit all targets as far as strong resistance at 66.55, where I'm sure you were out. We topped at 66.65, and that's fine. We've reversed. Now, again, I think we do want to buy into a dip. We didn't dip that far. 65.95, 65.90 looks like a good level if we get there. I'm not saying we will. So basically, this is kind of no man's land, isn't it? What I'm saying is this is halfway in between the strong resistance and the good support. So you can't really do anything here. You have to wait. If you can't buy it here, then buy on a break above 66.70. That's my best suggestion. But you've banked some good profit. So really, look, if you've been long silver and gold and banked profit yesterday, and you've been long the New Zealand dollar and banked profit yesterday, you've had a good week. The Aussie dollar not so easy, I would admit. The yen is just trading really nicely from the low down at 107 with the 107.80-85 area up to this resistance at 108.50. So it's just ranging. I guess we just got to watch those levels. Surprised that the yen isn't weakening in line with the strength in stock markets, but there you go. For some reason, my instincts told me to be more focused on gold, silver, Aussie, and the New Zealand dollar, being long in all of those. I didn't feel that the euro was the one to get too involved in. I don't know why, but I'm glad I didn't. We got up to 13.06, which I think was a target, but we've reversed dramatically. Basically, you know, the mirror image of the dollar index, which is usually the case. So this remains pretty confusing. I'm not going to get too involved in it. We do have some good support down at, there we go. Yeah, 112.00, 111.90 definitely is the best support area for the day. So if you fancy buying into a long and seeing if we can establish a bull trend, that is where you want to do it. Canadian dollar, I think, remains difficult to read. It's great if you're a scalper and you're fading these moves, but that chart covers about a month and a half of data and doesn't tell me where this is going. So let's move on. I have been quite bullish of cable, as you know. We had that big bullish candle last week. No, that trend line doesn't work for me. And it's holding up okay. Not racing away, but it's holding up all right. That little trend line shows that we could dip a bit. We got up through 127.10, which looked good. I don't know why we reversed from 127.43. Looking at the daily chart, I don't know why my charts are doing that. Yeah, not the greatest, not the most bullish candle, but I don't think we'll collapse. I think if you're holding longs, we're all right. But you do need to see this quickly back above 127.10. I'll say that. My outlook for oil has remained negative, so I'm pretty happy with that call. You know, this has been a nice, easy move if you've been trading oil. We've been short for most of it. That inside day didn't tell me to buy anything, so I just stuck to my guns and stuck to a negative outlook, and we went down yesterday as far as 50.60. Actually, just to recap what I wrote yesterday, I said a break below 5200, targets 51.80, and then the only support of any importance for today at 51.65.55. So obviously we broke through there. I did say that longs are risky in the bear trend, so I don't know whether you maintained your shorts, but certainly you wouldn't have got long. If anything, you may have taken profit. If you didn't and you were brave enough to run shorts, then the next target was the February low at 51.25.20 and then 50.40. So we missed that target by just 10 ticks. But I think the outlook remains negative for oil. Stock markets were going really well for us. We had a terrific May in the stock markets, just selling every rally, running the shorts all the way down. We got to 27.29, and then I didn't expect such a strong reversal. I know some of you took some profits because we hit so many targets. I don't know whether all of you did. I didn't. I was trailing my stop very wide because I was looking at the bigger picture, that big double top, head and shoulders. So I was really looking for a continued move to the downside. Anyway, I got stopped out. I made some money, not as much as I should have done. And now, look, we're just holding above what should be quite good support, 28.10, 28.05. So If anything, I have to side with the bulls right now, unless we close the week below 2800, and that will show kind of a false break above that resistance. Then yeah, that will be key. 2805, 2800 weekly close tomorrow. So we'll see where we go. But right now, I could not get into a short right now. Because I post daily videos of my technical analysis and trade ideas, I'm asked every week which platform I use. So I use Metastock. I've used this for as many years as I can remember. I've tried so many different platforms, but this is by far the best. The main reason is because the quality of the data is just excellent. That's obviously the most important thing for a technical analyst. You've got to have quality data. The other thing is I can have as many windows open as I want, so that I can look at multiple time frames all at the same time. This is absolutely critical for me. It allows me to see all the different levels in all the different time frames, so I can see which line up and which would be the best levels to trade. So I've squashed this onto one screen. I usually have this spread out over 2 or 3 screens, but I can't record them all at the same time. So this is why I've shown you this. Now I'm going to just widen it out so you can sort of see what my main screen looks like. So I'll have 3 time frames on my main screen. So I've got the weekly, which I can quickly switch to the monthly, which I'll do maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, just to keep an eye on whatever levels might be important to me there. And then I've got the daily chart and the hourly chart, and on my other screen I've got the 4-hour chart. So I can very quickly look at all the different time frames, and I can compare them, and then I can blow up. I can sort of expand one screen if I want to. So for example, if I'm trading very short term throughout the day and I want to have a look at the 4-hour chart, then I can quickly do that. Now, one of the other most important things that I can show you is on other platforms I've used, you put in a trend line and then you change the time period, and the trend line jumps all over the place and it's not relevant. You have to keep redrawing your trend lines. This is just frustrating and a waste of time. With Metastock, that doesn't happen. You can quickly switch time frames, as I've just done. I'm now on the 30-minute, and as you can see, the trend line is absolutely bang on accurate still. So this is another big plus. If I go to 10 minutes, once this loads, you'll see that the trend line again is absolutely bang on the data. So it's just simple to use. It's very straightforward. The data is very accurate. The trend lines and all the tools are very accurate. I know that when I pick a level, I can absolutely. I do believe that. Well, my subscribers tell me that it's amazing how I managed to pick pinpoint levels, and really it's all down to this system that allows me to do that. So it's worth paying a little bit of money out to get the right data. You're going to make that back within one trade. Do yourself a favor, go to the metastock.com page, which gives you all the information you need. This system can scan markets with your criteria to find trades for you. You can backtest with it. It's really quite incredible. Go to the Metastock homepage, click on what is Metastock, and it'll take you to this page, and you can watch the video about it. All the information is there. When you're ready for a 1-week free trial, just go to metastock.com/daytrade ideas. You won't regret it.